The Cyclops named Misfortune. Once upon a time, there was a blacksmith. One day he exclaimed, "What? I have never known misfortune. Yet everyone says that misfortune exists in this world. I want to find out what it is." So he took a good drink and set off in search of misfortune. On the way, he met a tailor. "Good day, hello. Where are you going?" "Well, my friend, everyone says there is misfortune in the world, but I have never encountered it. So I'm going to look for it." "Let's go together," said the tailor. "I live well and have never met misfortune either. Onward." They walked and walked through forests, thickets, and darkness. Eventually, they found a narrow path and decided to follow it. After a long time, they came upon a large wooden house, Ispa. Night had just fallen, and they had nowhere else to sleep. "Let's stop here and spend the night in this house," they said. They entered. There was no one inside. The place was deserted and very grim. They had barely sat down when a gigantic, monstrous, one-eyed woman appeared, a Cyclops. "Ah!" she cried. "I have guests. Good evening. Good evening. We've come to spend the night at your house." "Excellent," she replied. "At least there will be something to eat." At these words, the two men froze in terror. The giantess fetched a large log, placed it in the fireplace, and lit it. Then she approached her visitors. With one hand, she seized the tailor, slit his throat with a knife, skewered him, and set him to roast over the fire. She then laid the table. The blacksmith sat there thinking, "What should I do? How can I get out of this house?" While he was lost in thought, the ogress devoured his companion. After a while, the blacksmith looked thoughtfully at the fireplace and had an idea. "My good lady," he said, "did you know that I am a blacksmith? And what can you forge?" "I can forge anything." "Then forge me an eye." "Very well," he replied, "but I will need a rope. I must tie you up so you stay still while I forge it." She left for a moment and returned with 2 ropes, one thin and one thick. He chose the thin one and began tying her up. "Turn around," he ordered when he had finished. She turned, but the rope broke. "Well, my lady, this one is no good," he exclaimed. He then took the thick rope and tied her up very carefully. He ordered her to turn around again. This time the rope held. He took a large iron awl, heated it in the fire, and positioned it above the giantess's single eye. Then he grabbed an axe and raised it to strike the awl. The giantess turned violently, tore the rope apart, and rushed to block the door. "Ah, you scoundrel! You're not leaving my house." The blacksmith felt misfortune drawing near once more and wondered what to do. At that moment, sheep returning from the fields arrived. The woman pushed them all into the house. The 2 of them spent the night among the sheep. At dawn, the mistress of the house began letting the sheep out, grabbing each one by the skin of its back and throwing it outside. The blacksmith stole a sheepskin hanging on the wall, turned it so the wool was on the outside, slipped his arms into the sleeves, and hid underneath it among the flock. He crept quietly toward the door. Suddenly, he felt himself grabbed by the back and was violently tossed outside. He stood up and said, "Farewell, misfortune. I've had enough of you. Now you can't do anything more to me." But the Cyclops shouted after him, "Wait. You'll see more yet. You're not gone yet." The blacksmith hurried down the narrow path. After some time, he began to feel safer. Then at the side of the path, he saw a golden axe embedded in a tree. Tempted by this extraordinary opportunity, he approached to take it. But as soon as he touched the handle, his hand stuck fast to it. He couldn't pull it away. He looked behind him. Misfortune was there, shouting, "There you are, scoundrel. You're not free yet." The blacksmith had a knife in his pocket. He quickly drew it, cut off his own hand, and fled. When he returned to his village, he showed his mutilated arm and explained that he had met Misfortune. "Look," he said, "this is what she did to me. I've lost my hand, and she devoured my companion." The story of the blacksmith and the Cyclops named Misfortune teaches that it is foolish and dangerous to actively go looking for trouble. The blacksmith, driven by curiosity and disbelief, leaves his safe life in search of misfortune and ends up facing real horror, losing his companion and nearly his own life. The tale highlights the value of resourcefulness and quick thinking. The blacksmith survives through cleverness, using his blacksmith skills, deception, and adaptability to escape the deadly Cyclops. However, the most profound lesson comes at the end. Even after escaping danger, one must remain vigilant, as misfortune often returns through temptation and greed. The golden axe represents how a moment of weakness or desire can undo previous victories and cause lasting harm. Ultimately, the wisdom is clear. Do not seek out misfortune. Stay content with a peaceful life. Use your intelligence to overcome difficulties when they arise, and resist unnecessary temptations that can lead you straight back into trouble.